Hey guys, welcome back. We are doing lesson 10, unit 6 for phonics. Let's get busy sharing my screen. And let's get all this stuff taken care of again. All right, lesson 10. So our learning targets, I can complete my spelling assessment. I can read words with different spellings for N sound. And I can ask and answer questions about key details in the story, The Band. So spellings for S, we have S spelled with an S as in sun. We have S as in kiss with two S's. We have the S spelled with a C as in scent. And then we have prince. It's got the S sound with the CE. And our tricky word is there. We have spellings for Z. We have S. Those are not the right words for Z. Let's see what our Z words are. We have jazz and pigs and zip. All right, so today's our spelling test. When we take this test, I'm going to read a word aloud. I'm going to use it in a sentence, and I will give you time to write each word. At the end, I will go back through the list and read each spelling word one more time. Okay? So look at our list of words again. We have scent and prince, pigs and jazz, here and zip and kiss and sun. All right, guys, let's get to our spelling assessment. And if you look at our spelling assessment, there's our test. So here we go. Number 1, cent. Cent. I have a 50-cent piece. Cent. Number 2, here. Here. Here is my book. Here. Here. Number 3, zip. Zip. Can you help me zip my jacket? Zip. Number 4, kiss. Kiss. My mom gave me a kiss on the cheek. Kiss. Number 5, prince. Prince. Cinderella married a prince. Prince. Number 6, pigs. Pigs. There are several pigs in the garden. Pigs. Number 7, jazz. Jazz. I like to listen to jazz music. Jazz. Number 8, sun. Sun. The sun is out today. Sun. All right, so I'm going to go over all the words again. Number 1, scent. Number 2, here. Number 3, zip. Number 4, kiss. Number 5, prince. Number 6, pigs. Number 7, jazz. Number 8, sun. Okay. All right, so we've done our spelling. So let's work with our N sound. And it's consonant sound. All right, so repeat that sound with me. N, N, N. Now notice that power bar. It's a long power bar, so this is a very common sound that we hear out in our world when we speak. N. We have N like in nut and scent. We also have N, like in running, and it's spelled with a double N, but notice that power bar. It's not a common sound that we have out in the real world, okay? And it's like in dinner and running, but it still has the same N sound as just the one N. But we also have the N as in knock. Notice it's spelled with a K and an N. That K is silent, but notice that power bar also is very small. It's not a very common sound that we would hear, like not and knit. Okay, so let's look at our worksheet here. Okay, there's 10.2, and you've got N as in nut, N as in running, and N as in knock, but it's spelled with a K-N. Okay, so let's get back over here. All right, so spelling tree. It says I'm going to give out leaves, but I never give out leaves because we're not with each other. So we're just going to talk about it. The N sound. All right, we've got the N sound, and let me move my picture here so we can see all the words here. All right, so we have the N spelled with one N, like in nice, in nut, but then we have the N spelled with two N's, like in dinner, fanning, and running. Then we have the N spelled with KN, like kneel, knee, knock, knot, knife, knit, and knack, and oh, knit's down there. Okay, so we also have scent and note, but they're not put in a place. Where could we put scent and note? We could put them with just the N, can't we? Yes, because there's only an N there. So it says worksheet 10.3, the band. We're not going there yet because we have to read about the band first. All right, let me raise myself back up here. All right. So today's story is about how practice makes perfect, especially when it comes to playing in a band. So let's preview some spellings. We have N spelled with K-N, like knocking. We have S spelled with a C, like in grace, Spencer, and concert. We have the S spelled with a CE, like Vance and S. We have the S spelled with SE, like moose, geese, and house. But we also have other two-syllable words, trumpet, trombone, mister, master, and racket. Let's preview some vocabulary from our story today. We have the word trumpet. Trumpet is a brass musical instrument with 3 buttons, okay? And there's the trumpet on the screen. We have the word trombone. Trombone is a brass musical instrument with a slide. And see that big long area right here? This is the slide that makes the air go in and out. Then we have the word racket. Racket is a loud, unpleasant noise. We have concert. A concert is a show or a performance. And then we've got like a sick moose. A moose is a large mammal that might make a loud moaning noise when sick. And we've got like a flock of geese, meaning geese are birds that make honking noises. And then you see a little girl giving a high five. It looks maybe to her teacher, possibly, knocking it out of the park, meaning doing an awesome job. Okay. So we'll stop there. I'm going to go back to our story. Get my arrow there. The band. All right. Grace and Jill are in a band. Grace toots on her trumpet. Jill toots on her slide trombone. When the children started out, they did not sound too good. Grace and her trombone sounded like a sick moose. Oh, okay. Jill and her trumpet sounded like a flock of geese. The two of them made quite a racket, so they were very noisy. It was so bad that Mr. Spencer would yell, "I can't take it!" And then he would run out of the house and hide in the barn. But since then, the children have gotten a lot better, just as Mr. Vance said they would. Now, Mr. Vance is the band master. He spends a lot of time with the children, helping them get better. There's Mr. Vance. In the spring, there is a band concert in the park. Mr. Vance gets up on the bandstand and waves his hands. The band starts belting out a jazz song. They sound good. Grace the notes on her trumpet. Jill's trombone sounds good too. The drummer is drumming up a storm. The band is knocking it out of the park. Mr. Vance has a big smile on his face. He is proud of Grace and Jill. Mr. Spencer smiles too. He has gotten tired of spending so much time in the barn. And there they are. Okay, so let's go back here to our discussion questions. What instruments do Grace and Jill play? Well, remember, Grace plays the trumpet and Jill plays the trombone. How did the children sound when they first started playing? Remember, they didn't sound so hot, did they? No, because they made their dad leave the house because it sounded like such a racket. It sounded like a sick moose and a flock of geese, remember? How did Grace and Jill get better? What did they have to do? They had to practice a lot, didn't they? Why was Mr. Spencer spending so much time in the barn? Because he couldn't stand the noise, could he? No, he could not. All right, so that says our take-home packet, but we are going back to our questions because we have questions we have to answer first before we look at the take-home packet. The band. What did Grace and Jill sound like at the start? Oh, remember, go back and look in our story, and we talked about it, okay? Number 2, how did Mr. Spencer act when the children started out? What did their dad do? Number 3, who is Mr. Vance? Who is that gentleman? Do you remember? And number 4, describe the band concert. What's that band concert like? All right, so now we're at the take-home packet. This is what they want us to look at. It says, sort the words by their spellings for the S sound. So remember, S could be spelled with an S, an SS, or a C. Okay, so you are going to sort these 10 words: sit, sell, grass, sun, dress, center, snake, scent, hips, and kiss. Okay, so you're going to sort those and turn that in also. Okay, get back and present. So our learning targets: I can complete my spelling assessment, I can read words with different spellings for N sound, and I can ask and answer questions about key details in the story, The Band. So we have some wiggle cards. Use a fork and a knife. Knock my socks off. Knock on wood. Make a nut. All right. So I'll stop sharing there. We friends, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye, guys.